In the Arizona dawn, where the desert dreams, my drone takes flight on golden beams. The spring breeze whispers, gentle and clear, guiding my journey through the vast frontier. Up above, like an eagle soars, capturing wonders forevermore. Cacti and mesas from this bird's eye view, in colors vivid under skies so blue. Flying my drone on this fresh spring day, sunshine gilds the desert's endless play. In the open expanse where horizons unfurl, I'm soaring high like a bird in this vibrant world. The morning light dances on the sand, tracing the artistry of nature's hand. From towering cliffs to valleys below, every curve and shadow puts on a show. Glimpses of life in the desert so wide, captured and cherished on this aerial glide. The rustling spring leaves sway in the breeze, crafting a symphony among the trees. Flying my drone on this fresh spring day, sunshine gilds the desert's endless play. In the open expanse where horizons unfurl, I'm soaring high like a bird in this vibrant world. Each frame a moment, each shot a tale, in this tapestry where wonders prevail. The thrill of seeing the world anew, a journey of discovery in every view. As morning unfolds its promise bright, my drone and I revel in the light. In the Arizona desert, vast and grand, we've captured magic hand in hand.
There is only one of you, only one of me. There's a million of those who won't let us be, but they're not gonna see me bleed. Cause baby, I got you. I've been beaten to the ground, dragged across the dirt. I've been scared to live cause some people never learn, but they're not gonna watch me burn. Cause baby, I got you. It's a new beginnings and a better life. It's a dancing underneath the disco lights. They can try but they can never take me down. Ooh, cause I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid to love, not afraid to love you. I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid to love, not afraid
Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Desert Adventures in Arizona, coming to you live from the Ironwood Forest National Monument. It's a beautiful day, calm winds, nice warm morning, and a hot cup of coffee. And you guys too. Thank you for being here. So we came out into the monument about a mile and a half from the house to one of our favorite spots, and we're out here doing some camping. So the nice thing about living inside the monument is, we can take off and go out the gate and drive around. It's 129,000 acres, and we can enjoy it. But there's nothing like going out and camping in our favorite spot. So I'm set up here on a metal table. Would you guys give me some ones if I sound okay, or if I need to make any adjustments, please let me know. I've got my microphone set up here, and I know I had some issues with sound on my pop-up live stream I did yesterday or whenever that was. Let's see who we have in the chat this morning. We got Char of Heart popped in early, got her eyes on. Stella's here. Welcome, Stella. Lee is here. Morning, morning, he says. Captain Jack Scrapper is working and lurking. CR View, one of our members. Thank you, Tim and Gracie and Crystal. Hope your day is going well. CR View dropped a video on Quartzsite on update on what's going on up there. So they're enjoying the cooler weather just like we are here. All right. Tim says he's got his CR View cup. Desert Adventures in Arizona cup. CR View has his Desert Adventures in Arizona cup with a cup of coffee. Thank you. Thank you. Good morning. Good morning. Scrolling. Janice from Oz is here. Welcome, welcome. Fangirl Cheryl. Hope you're doing well. I heard this morning on Cheryl's chat that she's moved into her winter place, so she'll be nice and warm. Let's see here. So I'm running two laptops here. One I'm streaming off of right here with the camera, and I'm running another one over here where I can watch the chat and then also give you a good view of what's behind me. So that's Ragged Top Mountain back there, and we can see it most everywhere out here in the monument. So it's a nice feature to kind of, if you can see Ragged Top, you can figure out where you're at and where you need to go. Speaking of that, we saw a helicopter buzzing around Ragged Top doing real low level, and we wondered if maybe they're out looking for somebody that might be lost. I don't know. Hopefully not. All right. CR View's been a member for 34 months. Wow. Thank you. Appreciate that. So let me throw a couple chats up here. Stone Wolf is here. Welcome, welcome. Good to have you. There's CR View, 34 months. Appreciate it very much. Only costs you 99 cents a month, and I do some members only videos, and of course, shout your channel out on the live streams for all those that are members. Did I see Traveling Merton and Sue in here? Let me see if I can find them. Another channel member. And Captain Jack, of course, is a channel member also. Appreciate it. He did a live stream. It was Saturday, I believe it was. And he does scratch off tickets. So if you're in the live stream, you got a chance to win a little money. Always appreciate Janice coming in from down under. Down under. I don't know how to say that. Scrolling. Yeah, just an absolute beautiful day. We cooked some hamburgers last night for dinner. If you look at my shorts, instead of doing one long video, I'm just throwing some shorts out there. It's easy to keep you updated on what's going on here. And of course, Fangirl Cheryl is a channel member. Appreciate it very much. Scrolling, make sure I didn't miss anybody. Hawkins Family Adventures is here. Sandra, hello. Thank you for hitting the like button. And I think Sandra's doing a AA meeting, right? She does live stream AA meetings or reads from the book, and you can go in and listen. And I hit it again, but then my like would go away. I know you could hit it 3 times, right? The music goes good with my coffee. Yeah, that first video is a drone video out in the same across the road in the same general area. And then I use Sunu.com for that one. And then the second one, the countdown video, is Epidemic Sound. And I really like that song. I want to get off of Epidemic Sound someday so I don't have to pay their fee. But for right now, I'm staying. Thank you, Sandra. You know, we've lived out here for over 20 years. Oh, you like my shirt? This is my baggy tie-dye shirt. A little different than I usually wear. But we've lived out here for 20 years, and I stumbled on this place. For people that don't know it, this is the Ironwood Forest National Monument. It's 129,000 acres. It's remote BLM land, so you can come out and you can park and camp free of charge. Now, there is some talk of charging money, but I think everything is on hold for that right now. But anyway, you can come out and you can camp and basically park pretty much anywhere that you're not running over plants and stuff. So nice campfire we had last night, and then you can do some hiking. Now, Oki was out walking around last night, and she found a scorpion. So if you check out my shorts, check out the shorts on the channel, you'll see a scorpion that she recorded. And what she did was walked around with a black light flashlight. And these scorpions, you know, come out really bright when you put a black light on them. Kind of cool. Yeah. Ivan K is here. Welcome. There's Traveling Merton and Sue. Good morning, running shores, heading south on Sunday. All right. So Merton and Sue dropped a video this weekend too of their progress on their shed. So they live in a small place there in Massachusetts. They have a shed there which they rebuilt, put new siding on because they need the storage and they need good quality, you know, storage to keep their stuff in, especially while they're down here in sunny Arizona. And so they dropped a video on updating us on that. She Devil Adventures is here. Good morning. Good to have you, Tommy. All right, there's the ones. So I think I sound okay. That's good. Can hear and see you perfectly. Thank you. So yesterday's live, I think it was yesterday, you know, time runs together when you're out here relaxing. But I did it on my phone, and you know, a microphone works fine on your phone so long as you're this close, right? But as soon as you're 3 feet or more away, then it drops out. So I think I've got it figured out for this live. There's Jolly Matilda, another channel member in the house. Good morning, Steve, Okie, and Lucas. Yeah, Lucas is having a good time. He's turned out to be a pretty good camper. All right, AA meeting tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Pacific time on Hawkins Family Adventure. And the way she runs that, you can go in and just listen, or you can interact in the chat. She just reads out of the book and then she makes comments. And, it's good for everybody, I think, to understand whether you're recovering or whether you need to help someone. She has some pretty good ideas that come out of the book, the AA book, on how to help somebody or help yourself, and I think that's a good thing. So thank you, Sandra, for doing that. Tracy saying good morning to everyone. There's Floss. Howdy, howdy. Good to have you. Scrolling. Yeah, nice and warm. My room is organized like the van. Very cool. Very cool. So you're in a shared house, is that right, Cheryl? Are you renting a room? There's Nurse TLC. Tanya, hello. I think I watched one of her videos over the weekend. They have a van. The van has a 3.0 diesel engine in it. Same thing as our Dodge Ram pickup truck. And they were having some issues with it, but it turned out to be the equipment that was installed for Derek, I think, is where their problems were primarily. And sounded like they got them figured out, but the 2014 van and having trouble with it, might be time to trade that thing off and upgrade. So I don't know if they've made the decision yet, but they're kicking it around to see what they're going to do. Obviously, if you're disabled and you're out traveling around, you don't want to break down because it complicates everything. And watching them deal with that, especially with Derek, in a wheelchair, when they need to be picked up with a tow truck, they have to sit in the van and they're up on that flatbed tow truck and they're sitting in the van going down the road. There's no other option to get them out of there if it's a breakdown situation. Have Cheetah Will Views here. Welcome. Good to have you. I watched one of Patrick's interviews and I forgot the young lady's name, but excellent interview. It was fun to watch. She was one of those people that was very talkative, and Patrick made a comment that he needs to work on talking less and letting the interviewees talk more. And I can see where that can be difficult. The young lady that was there at the last interview a couple days ago, she was very talkative and bubbly, and that, it just flowed out of her, and Patrick just kind of asked the questions and redirected her as he wanted to move the interview along. And so that was easy to deal with, but I can see, Patrick, where it can be difficult if you have somebody that's more introverted and you have to draw the answers out of them. And so you kind of fill the dead air, because you don't want dead air during your live stream, at least not much, because then people will peel off and go somewhere else, right? And And so having, different personality types and getting a good interview out of it, I can see it being really challenging. Scrolling, looking at the chat over here. I can't believe we don't have any wind today. It's so nice. I'm with you, the ease of shorts compared to long form, right? And so I'll spend hours and hours working on a long form video and I might get 40 people to watch it. You throw some shorts out there and I usually will. I posted one this morning of Lucas sitting in the doorway. He just looking out at the camp area and just sitting there sniffing the air. And we wonder, dogs can smell, what is it, 7 times or 10 times, more than we can. And so he's sniffing the air and we're trying to figure out or think about what is he smelling? Is there deer out here or coyotes or what, And it's interesting, would be interesting to know exactly what he's thinking and what he smells. Grateful Dead fan. Well, actually, I am. Enjoy classic rock and roll. I enjoy everything. Good music is good, right? Regardless. In fact, some of my videos fit really well with country. And I grew up, my parents listened to country western. And so I grew up with that. And country western is good too. Now, I don't follow all the artists and all of that, but I enjoy a good country song once in a while. Yeah, tie dye. Is Oki gonna model hers? Not on camera, Cheryl. The only way that you'll see Oki is if you show up out here at the Ironwood Forest National Monument, and you might get a chance to meet her and say hello. But she's not a camera uh, gal. She doesn't want to be on camera, and I have to respect that. Well, I don't have to respect it. I could make her mad, but I won't do that. You all have to send me some coffee in the different coffee cups so I can get a taste test, right? Lee says. Oh, okay. You saw the short on the scorpions, yeah. And when you're walking around at night in the desert, if you ever get a chance to come out here, uh, Captain Jack wears sandals most of the time when he's out here. I don't know if he's ever been stung by a scorpion, but we have. In fact, sometimes they get into the house. When it's fall like this and the weather is cool, we open all the windows and the doors and we just let, the air flow through the house. And you get scorpions and bugs inside there. That's just part of living in the desert. When you're out walking around your camp, you have to be aware of all the critters out here. Now, the rattlesnakes should be hibernating or at least slowing down because the nights are getting cool. In fact, I think our lowest temperature was like 48, 47, something like that. Hey Siri, what's the weather here today?
Should be sunny today.
It was 59 this morning, pretty warm, 87 for a high today. So rattlesnakes could still be out. We've seen them in October, but we just watch where we step, and of course, scorpions and spiders and things like that. Most of the time, they run away, but the ones sometimes you run into one that wants to stand their ground. Captain Jack, if you're listening, Jolly Matilda says hello. I want to go scorpion seeking in January. So Van Girl Cheryl is talking about coming out here. And I think Mindy, Divine Mojo, was talking about coming out here and camping. So she was at the Ironwood meetup last year, and she was on one of our tours up to Sasco. And so I told her if she needs to find a campground away from Pump Station, which is where everybody camps out here, I would show her this spot and maybe even a couple down the road because she's got a 2000 Jeep Cherokee and it's very capable as far as getting out into some of these trails. That's what that vehicle is there. It's a 98 Jeep Cherokee. It's got about 170,000 on it now, and it's a great vehicle. It's a Lucas transport vehicle is what that is primarily. And when we had Duke, our chocolate lab, he loved to go for rides as well as Maggie. And so that's a great vehicle to fold the seats down in the back and let the dogs hang out the window as we drive around. But it's a great desert vehicle. Janice was mentioning on my earlier live stream that the sound wasn't very good, so she was working on her lip reading skills. Well, about 16 or 18 minutes in, I picked the phone up and walked around with it. And if you rewatch that, you can fast forward to 15 minutes and then you can hear what I'm saying. But yeah, I appreciate that input. Yep, that's right, Tracy. Sometimes those scorpions come to you or they run through. We've had them in the house and I've been in the closet. We have a walk-in closet and I've been stung by little guys in the walk-in closet. Now, you can take an allergy pill. What's that allergy pill? You can take Allegra or whatever it is. And then that calms down the sting. Friendly and curious? Not exactly. Not so friendly, right? Yeah. And the one that Oki filmed was actually, if you watch it, it was stinging a moth. So it had caught a moth and it was funny. She said it was, if you look at the stinger on the back of it, it was stinging the wing. You know, there's not much there on the wings and it kept stinging the wing over and over and over again. And then finally got a sting in and took the moth away after that. Okay, sharing a house with a bestie. That's good. That's good. Certainly a good place to be in the wintertime. Janice says, good luck trying to find a scorpion. Never seen one. I've ever seen one, only ever seen one, and it was only about an inch long. Okay, well, you do have them, and I know you have some other critters that we don't have. Yeah, a surprise walk up my leg. The only thing that will do that is a spider. Scorpions, I've never seen them crawl up a pant leg or anything. Usually, you only have issues with them if you step on them or you bump them with your feet. Or you accidentally, I've been stung on the thumb before where you're moving some wood around, firewood or something like that, and get stung on the finger. But it's not the end of the world unless you're allergic. There's Ava. Hello, Ava. Ava Potterfield and friends. We always start our Monday mornings off with Ava and a cup of coffee. Good to see you, Ava. Hope your morning is going well. Ava's saying hello to everyone. She's probably working. Yeah, it was a nice chat this morning on her live. Dead air is my biggest fear. You know, Patrick, it's a pause, I think, is appropriate sometimes, especially when you're doing interviews. So if you're asking your interviewee a question, like, so what was your most enjoyable role that you've ever played in film? And sometimes you have to wait for the person to mull that over. I think dead air in that case is okay. It's the awkward silence where you're trying to figure out, okay, what do we do next? That becomes uncomfortable, I think. But you do a good job with your interviews. Excellent job, actually. I think of course, you've done it for a long time. So every time Derek has broken down, he's had to stay with the vehicle while being towed. Plus, oh, that's right, you have the pups with you too. Yeah. And I don't know if they're still doing that, Tanya. Maybe you know, but I think when we broke down with our truck one time on the on an on ramp on the freeway, they would not let us ride in the truck. So we had to arrange a ride while they took the truck to the shop. And I don't know if they're doing that. That was during COVID when that happened. So I'm not sure if they let you ride in the truck. Good to see you, Merton and Sue. Good to see you. Thanks. And it'll be nice to see traveling Merton and Sue when they get down here to Ironwood again. We always get together and share a meal out and play with the pups. I assume I'm way behind in the chat. Yeah, Patrick is very knowledgeable and he can talk right off the top of his head with different things to do with independent film making is his genre. Um, a lot of his interviews are with independent filmmakers, and it's interesting to learn what they have to go through to make a film. It's bright out here. It's bright out here. I had to wear my readers. Yeah, me either, Tracy. Ah, thank you, thank you. Okay, and I have been working on these. This one's kind of baggy. It's a 2X. I made this one 20 pounds ago, but it's a long sleeve, perfect for fall and winter here, and it's baggy enough to be comfortable. Did an interview last weekend where the interviewer had to really struggle with a guest who wasn't talking much, but he pulled it off. And that sounds like that would be a challenge. So you'd have to ask direct questions, right? Somebody that's not comfortable, but you know, you would think that if they're an actor or an actress, that they would be okay with being on camera. I don't know. Different personalities, right? Burr. Jolly Matilda's over there in Virginia, and she's very familiar with this area out here. She used to work out in the Silver Bell Mine, which is those mountains right over there, the other side of that mountain range there. It's a copper mine out there. There he is. There's Nomadic Camping with Endless Weekends, new channel member. Good to see you, Woody. Good to see you. Yeah, he does a good job. Yeah, you'll like it. Um, Another channel member, Gracie and Jock's Adventures, she, messaged me the other day. I think she was at Marshall's meetup, and, she knows a friend of hers that wants to come out here to Ironwood, and she wants me to show her the petroglyphs. So, um, there's a trail on the backside of Ragged Top Mountain there where you walk down a wash, you park, you drive, it's about 2 miles back there, you park, you walk about a quarter mile down the wash, and there's a big rock with petroglyphs on it. It's not the They're not the best petroglyphs as far as quality goes, but they are able you're able to walk right up to it, and so she wants me to show this lady, these petroglyphs. And so I told her to contact me when she gets out here to Ironwood, and I'll show her out there and walk around. Now, a lot of petroglyphs in this area are on mountaintops or hilltops, and we learned when we were site stewards years ago. The archaeologist told us. I asked her, "Why do you see these on hilltops?" And she said, "Think about it. When the Native Americans were living in this area, they had to keep watch, right? To keep their tribe safe. They had to keep watch. And so, where do you do that from? You do it from hilltops. And so, they would send their young braves up there on the hilltops. They would watch all directions and just signal their tribe, their group, whenever somebody was approaching that they were concerned about. And what did they do when they were up there, when they were bored? Well, graffiti, right? She said petroglyphs are a form of graffiti. They were also a form of passing on information. And so there's a lot of discussion about, what the symbols mean. Different tribes have their standard language when it comes to petroglyphs. It's very interesting to see the difference. And I'm sure most everybody who's traveled around the US and probably even Canada have seen petroglyphs, and they're just interesting. And they're, geez, 4,000 to 8,000 years old. So, anyway, I like to show people around that come out here. I was only joking about the lip reading. That's okay, Janice. I went and rewatched it. And I did notice that you had to turn the volume all the way up, but that's okay. Yeah, the shed came out really nice. All right, Nomadic Camping just joined CRView's channel. Thank you, thank you. That's Woody, great guy. He has a great channel too, so check out Nomadic Camping with Endless Weekends. He does a lot of camping, and he put out kind of a funny video of a skeleton sitting in a chair who he has named, and you gotta go stop over and watch that. Beautiful sky behind. Yeah, it's totally clear. 9:38, and stick around for a few more minutes, and I'll walk you around a little bit. There's Ringo and Czar. Morning, Kyle. Good to have you. CR View Tim, did you wake up Roy this morning? Is he still sleeping? You're welcome. You're welcome. My son William was stung by scorpions in his back when he laid in front of the TV and on his foot in the kitchen. I used the tongs to get it off his foot. Ooh, boy. Good thinking. Good thinking. Yep. Yeah. You'll have a good time, Stonewolf. I can't recall your name, but I know you've been around. Now, I've retired from the Ironwood meetup. I'm going to step back from that, but I think the guys are going to continue it. And that's Mellow Nomadic Adventures, Marshall, Ron from Ron Sees America, and then I'm having a blank on the third channel, Fit for Expedition. Fit for Expedition. So those three guys, and then I think they've got another van lifer stepping up to help out with it too. So, I did it for 4 years. I'm pushing 70 years old. It became a little bit too much physically for me, and so I'm going to step back this year and take it easy. I'm going to retire. So, but I think it's regardless, you'll have a good time if you come out here to Ironwood. Yeah, that was a cool mural. That I think she actually painted that, right? Lee's in Louisiana with skeeters, gnats, and certain time of the year, love bugs. Yeah. My oldest daughter lives in Louisiana in New Iberia, and we took the RV and went over there and visited a couple times. We had a good time, and alligators, Lee, right? We walked through a park and there were alligators in the park and a sign that said, "Don't feed the alligators." A little scary for a desert rat. Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. So long as they can keep you safe. Those filmmakers have to work hard, especially these days, right? And they're on a shoestring budget. Listening to Patrick's interviews, of course, one of their challenges is raising money to make films. Probably depends on whether they have a script to follow or not. Yeah. Oh, a class on tie dyeing. Oh, there's lots of YouTube videos on tie dyeing, and that's basically where we learn. This one here is uses the twist method. So I just get a pair of pliers in the middle and twist it, and then you get everything all twisted up, and then you put rubber bands around it, and then soak it with the tie dye, and then let it set. But before that, the secret to getting the colors to stay is to use soda ash. And they actually make us soda ash for tie dyeing. And what you do is you soak your T-shirt in the soda ash for about 10 or 15 minutes, 20 minutes, wring it out, and then you do your dyeing. And then it stays pretty bright for longer. So soda ash is the secret. Yeah, the problem with doing that is it takes a lot of water. You can do it, but to rinse your shirt out, you've got to have a good supply of water. It I've seen people that have done it, and we've even talked about doing it. tie-dye at the meetup, but water is the biggest issue. Oh, Mrs. Brown's Boys. Yeah, somebody was mentioning that before. I watched a few of those. They're funny. Sort of nice to be camping free. Well, regardless of whether the shutdown is happening, it's still free. Um, Now, if you're up in Quartzsite in the LTVAs, they're requiring you to go online now. Regardless, you go online to buy your permits, I think. He's probably still snoozing, yeah. It was a big race day yesterday too. Still too cold for him. Ah, Tony, that's right. Okay, Stone Wolf is Tony, huh? Yeah, New Iberia, you're right, Lee. Some good food there. We had some excellent meals there in New Iberia. All right, Tanya's taking off. I have to take Sage out for a walk. Thanks for popping in, Tanya. You have a great day and pinch Derek for us. Yeah. Yeah. If you have a good supply of water, I mean, you probably need, 3 or 4 gallons of water to rinse a t-shirt. Now you can go up to the gas station, Speedway gas station, and they'll let you take water from their hose bib up there. But it does take some water to do that. Now, I had one person make a comment that they were concerned about dumping diluted dye with water in the desert. And I know some people have that concern, environmental concern. So, it's better not to take a chance, in my opinion. Oh, the Brazilian wax episode. I think I saw that. Yeah, I did see that, Woody. Box Van D is relocated, and she's up in the higher elevation, but it gets colder there. It's definitely better in the summer, though. All right, I'm going to disconnect my microphone here and take you guys for a walk. So let me turn off the microphone audio. I'm going to put the microphone back on the laptop. There we go. Disconnecting the microphone, and then I'm going to walk you around a little bit. Can you guys still hear me okay? There we go. There's Ragatop in the background there. Okay, you can hear. Good. There's the RV. That's a 2015. We bought it back in 2018. So, it's 10 years old. And it does just fine. I've got 1,150 watts of solar on it, so we can run everything off solar and the inverter, and except for the air conditioning. We have to start the generator to run the air. There's a Starlink right there. That's a Starlink Mini that I'm talking to you through that. Thanks to Elon Musk, he's put up 10,000 satellites so we can we can see pretty well. We can talk pretty well. This saguaro over here, you see how that's leaning? That one's going to fall over. Let's should I go over there and see if it's going to fall over while we're live streaming? There's a nice healthy one next to it. Let's walk over there. Oh, there's Lucas. There's Lucas. He's in his yard. Hi, buddy. You want to say hi? Huh? You want to say hi? There he is. There's Lucas. There's Lucas. Yeah. So one of my neighbors, Karen, used to show dogs, and she told us about these enclosures. You just they're foldable enclosures, and you just unfold them and set them up. And this works great for him. He's not an aggressive dog. He won't push it over, and he respects it. And then it has a little gate over here that we walk through to come and go, and it works great for us. All right, let's look around a little bit. There's that leaner back there. I'm watching my Wi-Fi. Okay, I still got good Wi-Fi. Yeah, that one's definitely coming down. That's a leaner right there. There's a dead one right next to it, right there. That's the ribs that are inside of these guys. But when they start getting sick, this will happen quite often. And then when we get a rainstorm where it soaks the ground and a wind, it'll blow these guys over. And so we might find it blown over one of these days. And of course, we have the famous Palo Verdes. These are all over out here. And the interesting thing about this tree is you notice the bark is green too. The leaves are real tiny. That's how they survive the heat here in the desert. But the bark takes care of the photosynthesis as well as the leaves. All right, let's walk around here. This is just a beautiful, beautiful area to camp. Of course, there's Ragged Top in the background there. And the saguaros are fabulous out here. There's a baby right there. That guy is probably only 25 years old. Those over here are a couple hundred years old. But the vegetation here, now down on Pump Station where the meetup usually happens, it's a lot more barren. It's a lot of creosotes, not a whole lot of saguaros. But this area deeper in the monument is much nicer. Alligator tree. It looks like alligator skin. I'm not sure. Now we also have the ironwood tree. Oh, there's Lily. Hello, Lily. They get some kind of they get some kind of virus or bacterial infection in the saguaros. They'll actually turn. It takes a couple years before they die, but it turns them kind of an off color. You can tell when they get sick, they won't take up water anymore. And Then they eventually turn black and rot from inside, and then they fall over. I don't think anyone knows for sure what causes it. I don't know if they're passing it on to other saguaros. I'm not sure. But yeah, just a beautiful area. And you haven't seen anybody drive by, have you? This is a trail. It's a one way in, one way out. And it's not well defined off the main road coming in. You have to know where it's at. Not well traveled, but it certainly is beautiful out here. Pippi says, "Woof, woof, Lucas." Yeah, it is a lot more lush out here. Pump station is a good spot, nice and open, easy to get in and easy to get out. In fact, CRVU's been there. But this is a lot more rocky. You can see it's a lot of rocks. And then there's some washes to go through. Now, I drug a little bit going through one wash. And because I only have a 26 footer, I can get through the washes pretty easily. But much nicer camping area out here. Oh, here's an ironwood tree right behind me here. It's what the monument is named after. Where am I? Right there. That's an ironwood tree. It's a hardwood tree, much like an oak tree, you guys are probably familiar with. And these have nice pink, purple flowers on them in the springtime. And of course, like everything out here, they have stickers, thorns on them. But they're a tough tree, really tough tree. And this area, Ironwood Forest National Monument, was named after the ironwood trees. They wanted to protect them. So there's a lot of these out here. Alligator juniper. Okay, that's up in the higher elevations. Yeah, alligator juniper. Yeah, I know a juniper tree. Yeah, you're right. I know exactly what you're talking about, Woody. Yeah, they're around 4,000 to 5,000 foot elevation. Yeah, it is. It's beautiful for sure. No, probably not. Probably not your long rig. But we can drive you around. All right, traveling Merton and Sue are taking off. Yeah, Tim has a really long rig. It's, what is it, 34 feet or something like that. Okay, we're coming up on our hour, folks. Thanks everybody for hanging out with me. I'm going to play an outro here. And we'll see you next time. Thanks again. Take care of each other. And like Van Girl Shirl says, if you see someone without a smile, give them one of yours.